Hi everyone, my name is Cynthia. Let's talk books. Today I'm here with a tag. I am doing the T tag. This is a tag originally created by Jim over at Jim's Books, reading and stuff. I was not tagged by anyone, but I saw Courtney Fairder do this tag and I really enjoyed seeing her do it. And I thought I would give it a try and see how it goes. All right, let's get started. So the first prompt is D is for Dahl. What is your favorite book by Roald Dahl? So I used to love, when I got into Roald Dahl, I like devoured all of his books. But if I have to pick one, I'm going to go with The Witches. There was just something about that book that stayed with me for a really long time. And now it's been a really long time since I read it, but the feeling of reading it is still with me. And it was a little bit scary and a little bit funny and just a good book. And I should probably reread it at some point and see if it still makes me feel all those things. The next prompt is D is for Doctor Who. What is your favorite book about time travel? Or who is your favorite Doctor Who? Okay, I really like Tennant, but I feel like that's a cop-out. Everybody's favorite Doctor is Tennant. I like all the Doctors, though. I'm a huge fan of Doctor Who. But what is my favorite book about time travel? I love reading books with time travel. Because I love that theme, I tend to have a very high bar for time travel books. But if I have to pick one, I'm going to go with Dark Matter by Blake Crouch. Because that was the book that was really hard to stop reading while I was reading it. And kind of stayed in my brain also for quite a while. And I was just thinking about all of the themes that come up in that book and just how well written it also is. Time traveling books require a lot, or somebody who is really good at plotting, because otherwise the plot can, just take a life of its own, go all kinds of random weird places. And I think Crouch did a really good job with Dark Matter. I really enjoyed that one. Next prompt is D is for Dark. What is the darkest book you have read? I do not shy away from dark books, but I'm going to steal Courtney's answer for this because she recently read The Vegetarian, and when I saw her talk about it, I was like, yeah, that's a weird, odd, dark book that I didn't necessarily love, but it was so well written. Yeah, you don't forget that book. It's about a woman who decides to become a vegetarian because she starts having these dreams, and then seeing how the people around her react to her vegetarianism. It's dark, and all the trigger warnings, all of them. Yeah, it's... Next prompt is D is for Dickens. How many Dickens novels have you read? One. I've read A Christmas Carol, and I am a bad French historian because I have not read A Tale of Two Cities, and because that's, the two cities are London and Paris during a revolutionary period in Paris's time, I really should have read A Tale of Two Cities, but I've only read A Christmas Carol. There we go. Next prompt is D is for dictionary. In the internet years, do you still use physical paper dictionaries? So I have them. They're not on the back behind me because they're in my office, but I have French-English dictionaries, I have French dictionary, I have, anyways, other dictionaries. So no, I don't normally use them. I'm not reading a ton of French right now. In grad school, I was using my paper dictionary. Sometimes at that time, it was just, I needed to consult the actual dictionary because the word was too ambiguous, or the definitions were too ambiguous for the internet. Now, the internet really does give me what I need when I'm looking for any kind of word or translation or definition, anything like that. So I have them. I do not actively use them on any kind of regular basis. In fact, I the only reason why I've touched them recently is because I moved and I reorganized my books. Next prompt is D is for Dagger and Detective. What was the last detective novel you read? I love mysteries. I love thrillers. I love detective stories. And the last one would have to be Arsenic and Adobo. It's a cozy mystery, but I think that still counts as a detective story. I also recently read The 7.5 Deaths of Evelyn Hugo, which is also like a murder mystery with sci-fi elements, and I am also in the middle of the In Death series by Nora Roberts, or J.D. Robb. So take your pick, but the most recent is Arsenic and Adobo, cozy mystery, there for anybody that's into cozy mysteries. Next prompt is D is for Dostoyevsky. What is your favorite Dostoyevsky novel? I've only read one, Crime and Punishment, but I loved Crime and Punishment. I started reading it in high school for my AP psychology class. It's a very psychological novel, and I couldn't finish it in time to do the project I needed to do for that class. So then I ended up switching books, but it was so good that I had to come back and still finish Crime and Punishment. Yeah, so that's for a high schooler to want to go back and finish Crime and Punishment. I feel like, one, I was a weird high schooler, kind of snobby at the time, and also it's a good book. D is for diversity. Which book from your reading ticked the most diversity boxes? I read quite diversely. If you've seen any video on my channel, you know I do. So just looking at recent reads, like July reads, because I just did the wrap up for July. Cemetery Boys is quite diverse. It's Latinx. It's a trans story. The author is Latinx and trans, and that ticks off a lot of boxes. Patsy ticks off a lot of boxes. We're following a Jamaican Black immigrant who's also LGBTQIA. So that clicks a lot of boxes. I mean, I can just go through my recent reads and like most of them are going to tick off a ton of diversity boxes. So that's just a little sampling. And then lastly, D is for drawing. Who is your favorite visual artist? I have no clue. I don't have a favorite visual artist. Why don't I have a favorite visual artist? I like the Impressionist, but I think that that's also really easy. Like the Impressionist. I haven't been into a lot of the visual arts in a while. And when you've traveled a lot, you know, and you've seen a lot of classic like stuff that goes in museums, it's just like there's a reason why it's all in a museum. So I don't have a good answer for this. That is the D tag. So I'm not going to tag anybody because I don't know. I haven't looked and seen who has done it. But like you can just do like I did. If you like the sound of the prompts and you want to do a video, you can consider yourself tagged. But thank you so much for watching this video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.